Hey, what's up everyone? You're here with Goran from Pickdawgz and you're here for your free picks from the EPL on Saturday, April 8th. We have 8 games on the schedule in the EPL, guys. On Saturday, it's gonna be busy day in England, but not just in England because we have a full slate of Serie A games, almost full slate that is, and we have 4 or 5 games in La Liga. We have 6 or 7 games in Bundesliga as well, and it's gonna be very busy day. So make sure you stay tuned for the Pickdawgz YouTube channel and check out the rest of the free picks, of course. And I'll try to give you the EPL games here as quickly as possible so that you don't have to spend a lot of time watching these videos. But like I said, we do have 8 games, and it is gonna take a few minutes to go through all of them. So let's get this show on the road, guys. The first game we have is between Manchester United and Everton. 7:30 a.m. Eastern, the first game of the day in the EPL, and of course there is that unwritten rule to leave the first game of the day on Saturday alone in the EPL. But then again, we have a decent matchup where quite a lot is at stake for both sides, especially for Everton, who is still fighting to stay above the relegation zone, and they are right now. However, they are very close to it, and one slip up, and potentially they will be back in the relegation zone. Everton on the road has won only 1 game so far this season, while Manchester United has lost only 1 game at home so far this season. And when playing at home, United hasn't lost to Everton in their last 11 games. Definitely the form is on Manchester United's side. However, Everton is undefeated in their last 4 games, and they have been playing better and better with every game since Sean Dyche arrived as the head coach. Of course, Everton will be without Doucouré for this game, who got a red card in the previous one, and of course there are a few other injured players that Everton will be missing for this game. As far as Manchester United goes, they will be without Luke Shaw, they will be without Casemiro, who is still suspended. Christian Eriksen is getting back into shape to continue the season after the injury, and overall, I think that this is still a very good team that has enough quality left to beat Everton at home. But of course, like I said, a lot is at stake for this Everton team, and they're playing better and better with every game. So in this one, I'm going with both teams to score -106. I expect quite an eventful game, and I do expect a nice performance from both sides to start the day in the EPL. For our next game to talk about, we are going to talk about Aston Villa and Nottingham Forest, guys. Nottingham Forest still struggling a lot. They are having trouble holding on to the lead. They are having trouble defending, and most of those problems they had since the start of the season. And once again, they do have a lot of injured players. They're still missing like 7 or 8 players, and probably 4 or 5 of those would be in the starting lineup for Nottingham Forest if they were not injured. As far as Aston Villa goes, they are actually undefeated in their last 6 games while winning their last 3 games in a row. And during that streak, they have scored at least 2 goals in each of those 3 games. I don't think that Aston Villa will have any problems scoring against Nottingham Forest here. And on top of that, Nottingham Forest has won only 1 game on the road so far this season. So I'm keeping this one simple, guys. I'm going to take Aston Villa on the money line. It's -175. I know it is a bit high, kind of high priced. It's a bit juiced, but then again, if we put it in a double with something else, we are gonna get a nice plus money out of this Aston Villa moneyline pick. So that's what I'm going with in this game. Brentford will be hosting Newcastle, who has once again found a lot of consistency, and they have found great form as of late. They are on a 4-game winning streak, and their latest win was quite impressive against West Ham on the road, 5-1. Before that, they shut out Manchester United by beating them 2-0. And like I said, once again, Newcastle is probably the most consistent team in the EPL. Still the best defensive team in the league. They haven't conceded a goal in 2 out of their last 5 games. And they are actually playing really well on both ends. Brentford hasn't won any of their last 4 games. They're still a very good team capable of scoring a lot of goals. But as far as this matchup goes, guys, I gotta go with the team in better form, and that is Newcastle. I'm gonna take Newcastle on the money line. +106 is a fantastic price, and I think it's gonna be a nice winner for us. In the next matchup, guys, we have Fulham hosting West Ham, and Fulham is actually now playing quite poorly. They are on a 4-game losing streak. They will be without Alexander Mitrovic for at least 8 games because he suffered a suspension for for those events in the FA Cup. And on top of that, they will be without Kurzawa, who's injured, and Keban, who is injured as well. Now, Fulham is still a very, very good team, and even without Mitrovic, they should be able to score a goal here at home. On top of that, West Ham has won only 1 game on the road so far this season, so they definitely do not deserve to be the favorites that they are at plus 155. But then again, they have lost only 1 of their last 5 games, and they're playing really well. They're trying to stay above that relegation zone, and they're doing a decent job at it. So, offensively, West Ham has been doing a solid job. They have been scoring goals, creating chances. But then again, defensively, they're still filled with holes, and I think that Fulham will know how to take advantage of that at home. I'm going to go with both teams to score in this one. Minus 110. I think that's a fantastic price once again on 2 very, very poor defensive teams right now, but 2 teams that are creating quite a few chances in their games and scoring some goals as well. So both teams to score for me. Leicester is hosting Bournemouth in this EPL matchup 10 a.m. Eastern, and Leicester, even after firing Brendan Rodgers as their head coach, they have suffered another loss against Aston Villa 2-1 at home, and if they're going to do something this season, if they're going to step up to stay in the EPL after the season, they have to start now. Bournemouth has 2 wins in their last 4 games. However, they have lost 4 games of their last 6, and they're not playing that well, especially on the defensive end. They had a solid performance against Brighton last weekend, but they were not able to score a goal, and they ended up losing that match 2-0. When we look at the injury reports, Dewsbury Hall is suspended for Leicester because of the red card, while Bournemouth is missing a couple of players as well, and I think that these 2 sides are pretty evenly matched when it comes to quality. However, Bournemouth has been a bit more consistent this season, and they are direct competitors to get out of the relegation zone. Potentially with a win here, and it would be their first win in 8 games, Leicester would climb outside the relegation zone, and that's something that they want to do by the end of the season. They want to stay in the EPL. But then again, it's very hard to expect them keeping a clean sheet against Bournemouth here. So I'm going with over 2.5 goals. It's minus 118. I'm not going to take both teams to score simply because I'm trying to remove the volatility out of this pick. And minus 118 and over 2.5 is a fantastic price. So that's what I'm going to go with this Leicester versus Bournemouth matchup. Tottenham will be looking for points against Brighton. And I'm not sure how much they can expect out of this game, to be honest. Brighton is undefeated in their last 7 games. They have won 5 of those 7 games, and their latest win was against Bournemouth, like I said, 2-0 on the road. They kept a nice clean sheet. But Tottenham has been solid as of late. They are undefeated in the last 4 games, and at home they have 10 wins and 4 losses. Harry Kane seems to be finding his form once again. He did score a goal in their latest game against Everton, a game which ended in a 1-1 draw. But then again, they suffered a red card from Lucas Moura, who granted is not in the starting lineup, but definitely a nice addition from the bench. Emerson is injured as well. Richarlison is questioned. Sessegnon, Bentancur and Davis are also injured, and that will significantly reduce the depth for Tottenham. And they will need everything they can get against Brighton, who are playing some fantastic football as of late. And they have been keeping clean sheets, they have been scoring goals, and they're still fighting for that Champions League spot. I think this is going to be a very interesting match, and both sides will definitely go for the win. So I'm going to go with both teams to score at over 2.5, plus 104. I know that we can't really rely on Tottenham keeping a clean sheet here, but they definitely have enough offense with Son, Kulusevski and Kane up front to score against anyone, and against Brighton as well. So both teams to score and over 2.5 goals. For the next matchup, guys, we have Wolverhampton playing against Chelsea at home, and Chelsea is coming into this match with a new so-called caretaker coach who will be leading Chelsea until the end of the season, until they find a different solution. After Graham Potter was fired, after another disappointing result, loss against Aston Villa, and then draw against Liverpool 0-0. But then again, Wolverhampton has been doing some good stuff over the last couple of months. They had a few positive results. They got out of the relegation zone. However, they're still very close to it. So it's not time to kind of relax just yet for Wolverhampton. However, we have seen teams who get the new coach, and when something like that happens, when a big change happens, those teams tend to step up their game. Players tend to prove themselves once again. And if we are honest, Frank Lampard did know how to get the best of some of those players that have been struggling under Graham Potter since he got to Chelsea. So I do expect Chelsea to step up a little bit here. I know that they're playing in the Champions League next week, and I think that they're playing against Real Madrid, if I'm not mistaken. And it's not going to be an easy game for them, but it's going to be much easier if they get a win here and if they get back on the winning track. So I'm going to give it a shot with Chelsea on the money line here at -105. Should be a decent performance from them, and we'll see if they can end that negative streak they are on. So Wolverhampton Chelsea, I'm taking Chelsea on the money line. And for the final pick of the day in the EPL, guys, we have Southampton hosting Manchester City. And with Southampton being at the bottom of the table with 23 points, which means that they're 4 points away from safety, they really don't have any choice but to try to attack here, because if they lose this game, they're gonna drop down even farther away from the safe zone. And with the EPL coming to an end, it's not gonna be an easy task for them to bounce back, seeing how inconsistent they have been the entire season so far. Southampton also hasn't won any of their last 4 games, and even though they have beaten Manchester City in the EFL Cup quarterfinals at home, I think this is going to be a different game, because Manchester City is still in the title hunt, and they will definitely take this game seriously and try to put it to bed as soon as possible, because they are playing against against Bayern Munich in the Champions League next week, and they might be a little bit more focused on that one than this one. That's true. Haaland is listed as questionable right now. I'm not sure he will be in the lineup, simply because Pep Guardiola might want to keep him healthy until that Champions League game. But then again, Southampton will be missing a few players as well because of the injuries. In their last 3 games in a row, Manchester City has scored at least 4 goals in each of those 3 games. They have demolished Liverpool 4-1 at home. They have beaten Burnley 6-0 in the FA Cup, and they have beaten Leipzig 7-1, actually 7-0 in the Champions League before that. So they are scoring a lot of goals, but I'm going to take Manchester City to win and over 2.5 goals in this one, -137. If by some luck Southampton gets on the scoreboard here, I think that's going to make our pick hit a lot easier. So Manchester City to win and over 2.5 goals at -137 for me. That's it, everyone. Thank you for joining me here. These were free picks from the EPL on Saturday. Like I said, pretty busy day, big slate. And if you want my best bets, click the link in the description of this video. That will get you up to my page on the Pick Dawgz website where you can sign up. That's it, guys. Enjoy your Saturday. Have a great day. And I'll see you soon with more free winners.